Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue,
And I'm Jordan.
and we'll be your hosts as we take this journey together. Uh, did you want to start off with any news or anything like that?
I probably had some news at some point earlier today, and my brain's just been wiped from the last day and a half. So, no, I got nothing.
I suppose I have a bit of news. Marvel just released the uh, final Eternals trailer,
Oh yes,
and
that was very cool.
sure.
You're
I'm
not thrilled?
I I'm not against it. I'm very not interested though.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, I had the opposite. Where all the trailers so far, I was like, I have no idea what this is. I'm completely lost. I don't know what we're doing. But this explained a little bit more about who they are and what the deal is and where they've been. And so I'm like, okay, I'm grounded enough where I get where this is and what's going on. So
I I think I have a couple of issues with the movie. The first is that they're trying to hang a lantern on, and again, if anyone doesn't understand the terminology, hanging a lantern on something means addressing an issue, a meta issue with a property within the story of the property, as a way for the writers to extend to the readers that they are aware that there's an issue there. Um, they're trying to hang a lantern on a major story issue in that, why the fuck didn't you guys do anything for all of the years of the Infinity Saga? And they try to be like, well, we were instructed to not deal with anything that isn't deviant related. And someone's like, instructed by who? And it shows a celestial, and it's like, but does that matter? You still didn't do anything. And also, like, I'm curious, are the celestials just immune to the random half of the universe thing? Wouldn't you think that half of the celestials would be wiped out?
uh yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, I'm aware that they're really high up the cosmic food chain, but like,
Maybe they
being
are beyond that. Maybe they're just I don't know. Until they tell me otherwise, I have no idea. Um but yeah,
because
as a
I'm pretty
fandom
sure.
optimist, I'm like, okay, I know what's going on and where we are, and that's all I need to feel good about it until I see
Well,
it.
yeah,
If I
that
see it and it's bad, then it's bad. But
that whole thing with the with the hanging the lantern, right? Like, that's my more minor issue. My more major concern from a pure movie perspective is this is too big of a cast for an ensemble origin film. uh I'm not saying ensemble origins don't work. I'm saying they typically need to be more contained for you to get more invested in these characters. Guardians of the Galaxy brought in an entirely new ensemble, but it was only five main characters, and
yeah,
then they added on more in the second movie.
yeah, this
Uh,
is 10, so this will be a little rough.
I'm almost positive that there's going to be at least a couple characters that I don't give a shit about
I'm sure.
in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I bet that's exactly how it goes. But I'm
Also,
excited enough for it.
I do have to point this out. I found this really funny discourse. Like, a lot of times discourse is really frustrating, but I found this one that was just really funny. Where someone said that the one guy that's in the trailer with the flight and the heat vision
Oh yeah,
is like Marvel's Superman.
yeah. I think
And
his name is
someone,
Icarus.
sure, and someone else responds with oh, what? Just because a guy flies and has lasers coming out of his eyes, he's Superman? Wait until these guys get a load of Hyperion, or the other one I can't even remember. They mentioned, Sentry. And on the one
Yeah,
hand,
those are super.
yes, Sentry and Hyperion are much closer to Marvel Superman. But on the other hand, I'm sorry, but yeah, if a guy's thing is being white, chiseled jawed, broad chested, flying, tackling, angrily shooting laser beams out of his eyes, and also being incomprehensibly old and powerful, yeah, that's like Superman, man. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. He flies. He's very strong. He shoots lasers. That's his thing.
What, you think he's not wearing blue so it's different? Fucking
At least in
uh
terms of power set and imagery, it's gonna be very similar to Superman.
yeah, I'm sure character-wise he'll be very different. I'm just saying, with only this trailer to go on, it looks a lot like Superman.
Yeah, and some of the shots were. I wonder if it's deliberate or if it's just because it's very easy to show these powers with this kind of shot. But
Are you going to
uh,
say that they were very Man of Steel-esque?
they were very Man of Steel-esque. They were very much so. Yeah, particularly the shot where he's flying and he uses the laser vision to like cut the wing off of the thing, and then he's about to punch it. It was like an exact shot from Man of Steel where he's punching Zod in midair.
I was gonna say the scene where he's being pinned down to the ground and he like turns his head upward, and so the lasers like swing outward, and he's just like
Yep.
screaming like ah. I was like, man, that almost exactly looks like fucking Man of Steel.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that's really all the news I had. So I suppose we will jump into our topic, and I'm gonna let everyone know right now we haven't done like a big deep dive into a character's history in a while, and a large part of that is because the last few superhero characters we've done haven't necessitated a lot of talk about their real world history. This one does, so
Yes.
we're going to talk about it. Um, so, uh, given the recent episode of What If, the tribute that it had, and the fact that we are just really big fans of this character, today we are going to be talking about the King of the Dead, or one of the strangest aliases I've ever seen in these, Mr. Okonkwo,
Okay.
the Black Panther.
Oh boy.
So I was doing a bit of reading in a car ride today to learn about this character, and I learned that there's a busted myth. A common misconception is that the Black Panther is named after the Black Panther Party.
Mhm.
Not true. He actually predates the Black Panther Party.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, because Black Panther came out in July of 1966, and the Black Panther Party was founded in October of 1966.
Interesting.
Though the character did not predate the Black Panther logo of the Black Panther Party's predecessor, the Lowndes County Freedom Organization, or the segregated World War II 761st Black Panthers Tank Battalion.
Hmm.
So there was already precedent for Black Panther imagery with Black people, but the party itself, which is famously known as an extremist party, was not actually an inspiration for the character's name. And in fact, after the Black Panther Party started rising to prominence, there was a brief period in 1972 where Black Panther tried using the name Black Leopard to avoid connotations with the party. But eventually, he just changed it back to Black Panther. Story explained that renaming himself made about as much sense as altering the Scarlet Witch's name, and that he is not a stereotype no matter what he's called.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And what's very interesting is that the character is a trailblazer. He is the first superpowered Black superhero in American mainstream comic books.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very few Black heroes at all were created before him. Again, none of them had superpowers. The only instances of main characters being Black people in comic books were, and I almost don't want to say this first one because there's racist connotations, but it is made by an entirely Black writing staff, so I'm going to assume that it's fine. All Negro Comics #1, in 1947, um, which was the first time that an entire crew of African American writers got together to create their own comic series. Um, Waku, Prince of the Bantu, who was in his own feature in the omnibus title Jungle Tales. Um, and then there was the Dell Comics character Lobo, who was a Western character, a man who was accused of a crime he didn't commit. Uh, and Lobo was the first black person to star in his own comic book that was not part of an ensemble or a single feature within a larger series.
Hmm.
So that's not a lot.
No.
Especially given that ranges from 1947 uh, to the 60s when Black Panther first appears. That's 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to say that Black Panther is a major inspiration is an understatement. He kind of um, paved the way for other black characters like Falcon or Blade or Luke Cage, which all appeared in the 70s. Um, According to Stanley, the name of Black Panther was inspired by a pulp adventure hero who had a Black Panther as a helper. And Jack Kirby's original concept art for Black Panther used the conceptual name Coal Tiger,
Hmm.
which does not roll off the tongue
No,
as easily.
not very much. No.
Um, but the influences of the character uh, included historical figures such as the 14th century Mali Empire Sultan Mansa Musa and the 20th century Jamaican activist Marcus Garvey, as well as biblical figures such as Ham and Canaan. Um, I am not as familiar with Ham and Canaan, other than Ham is a funny name. And I'll admit, I'm also not uh, like I'm not a history buff. Mansa Musa, the name sounds familiar. Marcus Garvey, I know I've heard of him, but I could not tell you a whole lot. As a white person born and raised in America, they don't tell us a lot about these people.
Yeah, and I was also about to say that it should be noted that as two white guys talking about this, we are not going to be able to capture the full weight of the importance of this character as a cultural touchstone.
No, not at all. I thank you for saying that. I did want to mention that, and I had forgotten to. Look, me and Jordan, we're both very well aware of our skin color and of the implications that that has in our upbringing within this society, as well as the you know, it almost feels like it almost feels stereotypical at this point to be like or white privilege, but yeah, you know,
It's a thing.
there's certain things we just don't have to deal with that other people do, and like we would be remiss to not acknowledge that we we are fans of this character, but we recognize he's not for us. Um, Even me. So like I'm originally from an extremely black community. I'm from Baltimore,
Hmm.
and um, the uh, I was born and raised when I was very little in Baltimore, and then I wound up being sent to a suburb just outside of Baltimore, um, city, and uh, even then, a lot of my upbringing had me falling victim to believing certain racist stereotypes just because I was not initially exposed to a lot of real black people, other than other children my own age who themselves didn't know a whole lot about these issues because, you know, they were really little. Um, And it wasn't until I got older, became an adult, started interacting more that I realized a lot of the things that I was told growing up were just wrong. And a lot
Hmm.
of the issues that they deal with in their day-to-day life is so horrible. And yeah, I went through a period of extreme white guilt. It's very easy to happen. You start to feel like you are responsible on a personal level for other people's bad lives. And eventually you have to come to a recognition that while you may be unconsciously reaping the benefits of inborn racism in our society, you are not the causal factor of it. And if you actively work to make it known to people that this sort of thing is not okay, if you try to fight against it, that's really all that can be asked of you. Uh, it's very easy to only hear the loudest and most angry voices, especially on the internet and especially on issues of activism. But the truth is, a lot of Black people don't blame the average white person. They blame the worst of us, as they should, because they're the ones that perpetuate this stuff. But uh, I guess what I'm trying to get at with all this is, uh, if you are white like we are, don't beat yourself up over the way that our ancestors in the past have bled into the way other people are treated today. Just do your best to be there for them, to fight against the ones who continue to make life hard for them, um, and recognize that sometimes it's best for people like us to just step back. Like, we don't need to speak over these people. We don't need to feel we need to speak for them. They're perfectly capable. Like, be ready to be backup if they need it, but don't take over. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Do you have
So
any?
yeah, no, I got you. And yeah, going into talking about Black Panther, that last part is kind of the important thing, is that it's like, yeah, we're not black. We're not gonna fully get the cultural importance of the character, um, but we appreciate it for what it is and for what it's done.
Yeah. Sorry, I know it was very early in the episode to have a
to
big
do one of
political
the
spiel.
to do one of the big profound speeches.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like this is a much more personal issue because uh, again, I'm not trying to sound like that fucking douchebag, right? I have a lot of black friends, but like I have a lot of black friends, and to it makes me feel bad, just to know that they have to deal with this shit that should have been stamped out of our culture so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
we we shouldn't have to keep seeing it. We shouldn't have to keep seeing protests in the streets like it's fucking Selma all over again because black people aren't treated like humans. We should be far beyond this, and to know that like some of the people that I hold near and dear to my heart personally, they're hurt by this. It makes me feel hurt by it, and it makes me wish I could help more. But again, it's a very difficult tightrope to walk because if you try too hard to take matters into your own hands as a white person, it it's not right because then you're just a white guy fighting another white guy, and it's not really letting black voices be heard.
Yeah.
But I do, as you said, appreciate Black Panther for what he did. There's a lot of there's a lot to be said for a character who makes people going through this sort of issue in their day-to-day life. It does a lot for them to see a superhero who looks like them, who doesn't shy away from their heritage or their ancestry, who embraces it, who's a part of it. Like Luke Cage does really good at talking about a lot of the great African American heroes of this country. But Black Panther takes it a step further. In that he is straight up African,
Yep.
and it's a big deal because it's like people tend to get skittish about you know implementing African culturalism in our media. And it's like when you do see it, it's almost like even when they're trying to be earnest, it's almost like a joke sometimes. Like Coming to America. I know Coming to America is like a pretty beloved film, but I wouldn't say it tackles African nations particularly flatteringly. Flatteringly, would you say?
I have not seen it, so I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay. James Earl Jones is the king, which is great.
Always a good thing.
um, uh, uh, to put it in a word real quick, there's a joke in uh, that movie where Eddie Murphy is a prince of a fictional African country,
Okay.
and he wants to come to America to see what it's like to live as a commoner. And so he works at McDonald's or whatever it's called. It's like the knockoff McDonald's. Um, and he really likes this girl, and her dad is not cool with him until it comes out that he's a prince. And then suddenly he's super friendly with Eddie Murphy. And then he tells his daughter, like, I think her name's Lisa. Like, Lisa, honey, look, he's got his own money. And when I say he's got his own money, I mean he's got his own money. And then holds up a dollar bill with Eddie Murphy's face on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of those. Um,
So it's a comedy.
it, yeah, it's like a comedy romance.
Okay, interesting.
Um, the romance is more like secondary. It's like an 80s way of tackling romance stuff. Um, but anyway, all that aside,
Yeah, I guess all that to say, Black Panther holds a special weight that a lot of the characters we've covered don't really have behind them.
yeah, and we're going to do our best to tackle it respectfully. But also, he's just really fucking cool, so we're going to have to
Yeah,
gush about him.
he's a damn cool comic book character with a cool comic book history. That's what we discuss.
Yeah. All right. So would you like to talk about the history of Wakanda, or do you want me to tackle that?
I've not done much research, so I assume you've got something to say about it.
Hundreds of years ago, a meteorite full of the space mineral vibranium fell right smack dab in the middle of Africa in the fictional, but made up for the Marvel world, nation of Wakanda. And the impact of the meteor wound up, raising the earth to a point where it became a mountain that was now full of vibranium. This became known as the Vibranium Mound. And this single event changed the history of not only Wakanda, but of all of Marvel, just forever. The discovery of vibranium, the study of its amazing properties, all led to Wakanda having a massive technological boom, far exceeding what the rest of the world was capable of at the time. As a result, Wakanda poses as a small farming nation. And they do that by hiding their actual city behind a bunch of holographic technology that scrambles any sort of satellite visualization or drones or whatever. They're essentially a hidden city in the middle of the African wilderness, and uh, this place makes New York look like dog shit. Oh man, they're like bordering on like flying craft, and uh they've got like the most technologically advanced like maglev train system, and uh the skyscrapers, and but it's like it's all still very rooted in the traditional African culture. So like the skyscrapers don't look like American skyscrapers. They're like way cooler looking, much more colorful, and they're designed differently. And this led to new versions of vibranium weaponry. One of the most common applications they use for vibranium weaponry are vibranium spears, which they've given to the Dora Milaje, which are the highest militaristic order within Wakanda. Um, and these spears, they haven't been shown to be able to do this in the MCU, but they can shoot sonic laser blasts, um, as well as being damn near indestructible, and able to cut through just about anything with the spear heads. Because to talk about vibranium itself, we briefly mentioned it during the Wolverine episode, but where adamantium is a metal that is physically incredibly strong, incredibly hard to break or cut. It's like stronger than diamond and all this stuff, uh, and is resistant to certain energies. Um, Vibranium has a unique effect on energy, uh, all kinds. If something hits it ballistically or kinetically, it can bounce that force back off of it. It can reflect it. It can absorb or alter all sorts of energy and sonic and everything. And this property to be able to shrug off damn near any kind of damage and even bounce it back at the original attacker made Howard Stark very keen to get his hands on some of it. And he eventually did manage to get a hold of a little bit of vibranium, and with it, he was able to build Captain America's mighty shield. However, the vibranium itself isn't the only thing that the vibranium mountain caused. It turns out having an alien foreign object embedded in your soil affects the plant life. You see, this created a new plant on Earth, only in Wakanda, called the heart-shaped herb. And the multiple tribes of Wakanda were still divided, and could not reconcile a proper leader for the country as a whole until the leader of the Panther tribe ate the heart-shaped herb and found that it granted him superhuman speed, durability, intellect. Basically, it here it is: strength, endurance, speed, agility, reflexes, stamina, and senses, as well as intellect. It made him superhuman, much like a super soldier. And in that way, he became the first Black Panther and the first king of Wakanda, but at least of this new era. And as a result, his lineage would then, every generation would take up the mantle of the Black Panther, and eventually become the king. And when we first see the Black Panther, it is King T'Chaka who is passing the mantle down to his son, Prince T'Challa. And T'Challa is the Black Panther as we know him. In addition to all of the abilities he gains from the heart-shaped herb, as well as the Avatar The Last Airbender style ability to draw upon the knowledge, strength, and every experience of every previous Black Panther, he's an expert hand-to-hand combatant and martial artist, a highly proficient tactician, strategist, and inventor, and his suit is filled with vibranium weaponry and effects. The suit itself is bulletproof, again because it has vibranium lining, so it functions very similarly to Captain America's shield, and therefore it's also resistant to energy-based attacks, though not quite as effectively as the shield itself. He has vibranium-tipped claws, which can cut through most materials. Um, he has a lot of like neat gadgets. Like in some versions, he has a staff that can create like energy scythes. Like it essentially makes a purple energy sickle at the end of the staff to make like a scythe.
That's really
Um,
cool.
or he has little like devices that can uh, fire out a vibranium sourced EMP to shut down electronics, um, or little bombs, a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and it makes him very similar to Batman, actually.
Yep. If anyone out there is playing our official Cape Corner drinking game,
Oh yeah.
now's the time. Because I was actually about to say that I've always like played little games about who could Batman beat and how. And for most heroes, I'm like, he'd probably figure out something about this. But Black Panther is one of the ones where I'm like, I don't think he could take him.
No.
I don't think
Yeah.
Batman would win this fight.
I feel like for
It's one of the only ones.
I feel like for any plan that Batman comes up with, Black Panther can come up with a counter plan.
Yeah.
Any new invention that Batman brings to the forefront, Black Panther can create a counter invention. But the problem is, at the end of the day, even if they're perfectly matched in every single other regard, vibranium is better than any other technology that Batman has.
Yeah, it's just superior tech.
So that's really what it comes down to. He's got the better arsenal, and but it should be said that it would still be close, and I think that the two would have massive respect for each other.
Oh yeah.
You know what? To the point where I'm gonna say this. For those of you who don't know, Marvel and DC did a short stint for a while called Amalgam Comics. Do you know about this?
Oh yeah. It's really cool.
Uh, I want to say it was in the 90s. They did Amalgam Comics, which was a new world where all of the most famous heroes and of their of one side's comics fused with another one. And like so you got things like Superboy, which was no. Oh yeah. It was was his name Superboy? It was like Spider-Man mixed with Superboy. You had Super Soldier, who was Superman mixed with Captain America, and so on and so forth. But then you had Dark Claw, who was Batman mixed with. And I just got to say, why didn't you make him mixed with Black Panther?
I think Batman mixed with Wolverine is what it takes to get close to Black Panther's level. is what I would say to that.
Jeez, you're not wrong. Look, again, I fucking love Batman. That should be obvious if you've listened to our other episodes. But man, Black Panther, really good. Like Batman's entire thing is that his place on the he is more like the everyman, right? Like while he is obviously incredibly fantastical compared to the actual everyman, he is the human representative in a league full of superhumans.
Right.
So many times he's seen as he has to measure up to the other members of the league. Black Panther on the Avengers, he does one. They mostly have to measure up to him.
Yeah, he's this super soldier level king with
like
god
Iron
level
Man
technology.
So it's like he's got the skill and the skill and strength of Captain America, the tech of Iron Man, the intellect of like Bruce Banner, Hulk, or Ant-Man, and oh yeah, and the same like mineral that gives Captain America and Ant-Man some of their best equipment. Um,
Yep.
it's like, yeah, he's short of people, Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel. He's Avengers.
Yeah, and this is the whole suit made of vibranium in the comics.
Um, it's made of a bunch of stuff, but it's always got at least one vibranium lining within it.
Yeah, because it seems in the MCU that it's like this suit is indestructible. You need something really special to even hurt him while he's wearing this.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it it's made of tech in the MCU, starting with the Black Panther movie. Like not in Civil War, but Black Panther going forward. So it also has a regenerative factor where even if you do damage the suit, it can grow back.
Yep, it's so cool. That movie is
Oh, we're gonna talk about the movie. Um, I'm okay, but to the movie. Let's talk about some non-MCU stuff with the character. They want to get out there. One thing, if you've ever wondered, like, wow, these guys are saying T'Challa dude is really cool. How cool is he? You want to know how cool he is? The man is so goddamn charming that he married the woman who the rest of Africa worshipped as a goddess.
oh yeah.
Storm from the X-Men is literally worshipped as a goddess in Africa. She was born and raised in Africa, and because she could bring at will and save people from drought, they worshipped her. They literally they were like, you are a goddess incarnate. And she left for a while to be with the X-Men, came back, met Black Panther, and was like, hello there. And then they got married.
Yep.
She could have fucking anyone she wanted in all of Africa, one of the most populated continents in the whole world.
Enough said.
Yep, and she chose T'Challa. Um, and tangentially related to MCU stuff. So, those of you who are aware of Winter Soldier's story within the MCU know that since being an honorary Wakandan, he has been given the name White Wolf.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I can't remember if we've talked about it or not. Do you know about the White Wolf deal?
I know that there is a white wolf in the comics, and it's not him.
Yeah. So the White Wolf story is actually pretty interesting. Apparently, King T'Chaka had sort of like how Disney's Tarzan goes. A white boy wound up all alone in Africa, and his family was dead. T'Chaka had found him and wound up adopting him, raising him as his own. And naturally, because of, the way white people have been historically, a lot of the other members of Wakanda were like, what the fuck, dude? You're going to bring a colonizer in here? Like, and to which T'Chaka goes, dude, he's a kid. Like, he didn't ask for this. Like, I'm giving him a chance. And so even though T'Chaka genuinely loved this kid, he wound up always feeling the pressure of the people around him, realizing that not only was he experiencing, he couldn't say much about it because learning of the history of, again, white people, he's like, yeah, I totally get it. I get why they're acting this way. So he wound up using that as fuel to motivate him. He pushed himself. He became one of the smartest motherfuckers. He became one of the strongest motherfuckers. He became so highly skilled and professional at everything possibly available to him that there would no longer be any contesting about whether or not he deserved a place there. He would make himself so at the top of the food chain that no one could argue he didn't deserve his place. And he was all set up to become the heir, to be the next Black Panther. And people were finally starting to respect him. And then T'Chaka and his wife suddenly had a proper son. And everyone was all goo goo gaga for little baby T'Challa, and they just tossed the white guy aside.
Oh
And
no.
so he became extremely bitter and jealous of T'Challa, and he left. And because they would never give him the proper Black Panther, uh, title and suit now, he forged his own Black Panther suit, but deciding to embrace, the racial divide, he made it white and called himself the White Wolf, and had a desire to kill T'Challa and take his rightful place as the king. A story which they actually incorporated in the movie, certain elements.
With Killmonger?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see the parallels there. That's very interesting.
yeah. I think that is a fantastic story because it shows how, again, the history of hatred and violence between the different races can wind up impacting completely innocent parties, all while people continue to say it's justified. It's a very complex issue, and it's a it's it's very easy to say that we should just not do the racism anymore, but it's a lot harder to actually untangle this web we've sort of created as the decades and centuries have gone on. Because anytime you think you're righting one wrong, you might be creating another kind of injustice now. And I felt like that was a really good story to encapsulate that.
Yeah.
I also really like in fucking everyone get your shot glasses out in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Black Panther, T'Challa, he showed up in New York. He was like, hey, these Avenger guys, they might be able to help me out, but I'm not just gonna show them my entire hand immediately. So he just spies on them for a little while, and
Yeah, he
then
spends like 3 episodes just kind of watching them.
yeah, there's a fight between the Avengers and the Masters of Evil, where he's just kind of chilling out in the shadows. And during a fight with Captain America and Baron Zemo, um, Cap doesn't have his shield, and Zemo has his sword, and this kind of has Cap on the back foot for a little while, and then someone mysteriously throws Cap his shield. And later on, after they manage to win the fight and drive the Masters of Evil out, Cap is like, huh, all right, so which one of you gave me my shield? And the others are like, all of us were busy with our fights. And he's like, what? Then who did that?
Yeah, and I remember they wind up seeing, like, they managed to catch a tiny glimpse of him on the security camera, and they're like, who why? and then he shows up like 2 episodes later and just kicks all of their asses.
He fights all of them at once.
He flattens the Avengers, and then he's like, yeah, I need your help. I just wanted to, like, see what you guys are up to.
No, the most Chad maneuver ever. He like fights off Giant Man, like Iron Man, Cap, fucking Wasp. I can't remember if Hulk is there or not. But he fights off a significant number of them at once, and then as they're all gearing up to attack him again, he just puts his arms behind his back and goes, "Enough!" And I'm like, "Excuse me, the audacity of this bitch!"
He's like, "Yeah, okay, I kicked your ass. Now we're done. Hope we're
Yeah.
cool, but we're just gonna move on now.
He's just like, now I'm going to explain to you why I did this. And
Oh
fucking
man,
Iron Man's
he
like,
is so
and you
cool in that
expect me
show.
to just listen? And he's just like, yes,
Yeah,
peasant.
it's like, yeah, or I'll kick your ass again.
And Iron Man's like, oh.
I mean, they made him so cool in that show. Oh man, I love that show. That's so good.
Oh man, I was like fucking crying in like the what should have been the actual series finale, but they had to do Galactus for a single episode, which was completely squandered. Fucking whatever. But the thing where they were like on the Kree planet and everything, and he Black Panther was going to like suicide run his ship into a star,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, that
everyone just
got to me,
assumed he
man.
died, and I was devastated. And then like towards the end of the next episode, he just shows up. He's like, "I'm not dead," and they're like, "How?"
Because
And
I'm Batman.
he gives some half baked like explanation of what happened, and it's like, so basically, what you're just saying is that you're really cool and lucky and skilled and cool and managed to get out. And he's like, "Yeah."
And
It's like, all
cool.
right.
Oh man, that is a great show. Um,
Oh, this
oh,
is also completely random. I'm sorry for the disjointedness of this part, but like I said, we kind of have to gush about him. Uh, I do love in Falcon and the Winter Soldier when Bucky is sneaking through a warehouse and Sam is like, "Look at you, spent a few months in Wakanda, you come out White Panther."
and he says it's White Wolf actually,
And
and
it's just
he
like,
actually
"Oh,
corrects him, and I love it.
yeah,
Oh man, Black Panther also has my favorite emotional beat in Captain America: Civil War, which is the part
with
where
Zemo."
he's showed up, he's gonna kill Zemo, and he's like kind of puts together that Zemo has, and he's been like following people around. He's been hating Cap and Bucky because he thinks that they killed his dad and everything, and he finally realizes that Zemo's responsible for all of this, and Zemo did it all to turn the Avengers against each other. And he says, "Vengeance has consumed you, and it's consuming them. I won't let it consume me anymore." And then
And he says,
puts,
"I'm done letting it consume
oh
me."
yeah, that was it. I'm done letting it consume me. And then he puts the claws away, and and I think Zemo says something like, "Tell that to the dead." And then he tries to shoot himself in the head, and Black Panther catches the bullet as he's trying to do it. He like puts his hand over the gun
Yeah, it's
so that
like
he can't shoot himself.
Zemo puts the gun up under his chin, pointing up, and T'Challa leaps forward and like covers the barrel of the gun with his palm, and it goes off. And again, the suit's bulletproof,
Yeah, so it
so
doesn't hurt him at all. And then he
yeah.
says, "The living aren't through with you yet." And that's just a
Oh
badass line. He has the most badass line and the best emotional beat because Chadwick Boseman's performance in that scene like broke me, man. That was great.
yeah. The emotions crossing his face during that scene
Mm-hmm.
are 10 out of 10. They're so good. I also really like the line that he has in that movie. Look, people fucking shit on Hawkeye constantly, and I hate all of you who do it because Clint deserves better than that. How dare you?
I guess that's the next episode, huh?
But he uh, look, I don't care what any of you have to say. Clint being like just a friendly guy, especially after his first big moment in Avengers, where for 70% of that movie, he was just an unfeeling, terrible,
I
like
felt so bad
villain
for
man.
Jeremy
Like,
Renner having to play
because like
brainwashed that whole movie.
yeah, well, because like he lived this experience where he had to be like this brutal, no nonsense, pawn of evil. So as soon as he's free, of course he's going to be like, no, oh, that was terrible. I want to have more fun. I gotta live good now.
Yeah, so he's real kind. He's a
Because like
kind dude.
Hawkeye in the comics and in EMH is like extremely quippy and jokestery.
Oh yeah.
He acts more like MCU Iron Man than comic books Iron Man did. Like he's very sarcastic and loves making jokes and is very confrontational. He's got a great relationship with the Hulk because even though the Hulk is like 5 times his size and could easily break him like a toothpick,
Yeah, he'll step up to the
Hawkeye
plate.
just doesn't take his shit, and he like stands up to Hulk and he does his best to get in his face. Like he gets up on his tippy toes and Hulk is still like looking straight down at him. And he's just like, I'll fuck you up, Jolly Green. And Hulk is just looking at him and he's like, all right, I like this guy.
So
He's pretty
were
cool.
you saying all this to build up to
Yes.
when Hawkeye meets Black Panther at the
Yeah.
airport?
And his first inclination is to go, hey, we haven't met. I'm Clint. And then T'Challa just goes, I don't care.
I don't care. And I love that he's like, we're in the middle of this epic fight and he's still gonna introduce himself. But I also love that he did care because he remembers his name in
Yep.
Endgame. In
Yep.
Endgame, he says, "Clint, give me the gauntlet." It's like, he remembered his name. He's so cool.
See, you may be one of the most charismatic motherfuckers in this whole series, but you can't deny that Hawkeye's charismatic too. Come on, he made an impression.
The Black Panther remembered his name.
I love it.
It's so good. Oh my god. Okay, and I guess we give a quick word to since we're talking about how badass Chadwick Boseman's performance is. Man, did we lose a legend.
We really did. I'm almost ashamed that I wasn't more of a fan of him in his other works before he died.
Yeah,
Because
I saw him honestly before Black Panther and Civil War. I think the only movie I'd actually seen him in was I think it was 42. It was a Jackie Robinson.
42 is the Jackie Robinson story. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good in it.
I never watched that movie, but that was the first movie where I had seen or heard of him. Like I knew of that movie, I just never watched it. And like I know a marginal amount of Jackie Robinson, and it's not even an issue of like Black history. It's just because I've never been super into baseball, and it's
I remember my parents actually got me. They came to me and they were like, "There's this new movie. It's this guy Chadwick Boseman. He's a really good actor. You gotta watch this with us." and so we all watched it. And good God, that dude. Oh,
I can't remember. I think my mom might have actually seen that movie or expressed that she wanted to see that movie because she always liked Jackie Robinson. She's gone now, so I regret that I can't watch it with her. And I actually used to watch all of these superhero movies with her, and those are some of the best memories of my life. Would be just us, just me coming out of my room saying, "Hey, mom, there's a superhero movie I really want to watch with you. Can we watch it?" And she'd say, "Sure." And we'd pop some popcorn. Maybe my niece would get together with us, and we would just sit in the living room, watching a superhero movie. And pause the movie every once in a while to explain or gush about something. And mom was 50 years older than me. She was my grandmother. And she wasn't personally interested in a lot of this stuff, but she was so happy that I was so excited about it. And she did wind up learning a lot about it because it's not that she was disinterested, it's just that it wasn't like her thing. But as it went on, she did start becoming more and more invested. And I don't think we ever got a chance to watch Black Panther. I think we might have seen Civil War, but I really wish I could have watched that with her.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Sorry, I know that was a very personal turn, but
I don't know. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So oh, I actually remembered for once. I'm going to put a small break here so that we can have a word from our sponsors. All right.
Wow, what a good ad.
I thought you were going to say what a good ass for a second there. I don't know why. Yo, that guy was thicker than a Snicker.
Yeah, man. I mean, I couldn't see him, but that voice, whew, I can
It
tell
definitely
he's
struck
thick.
me as a guy with a fat ass.
I can tell he's thick. Um,
I'm so sorry.
oh dear God. We're gonna get fired. We weren't even hired to do this, and we're still gonna get fired.
No, I've hired us, and now I'm firing us, myself included.
I guess now's a good time to jump full force into the movie. What we haven't said so far.
Yeah.
I mean, beyond just the masterful performance of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman is a fucking legend, and he is an amazing actor. But I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. This was Michael B. Jordan's movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, Michael B. Jordan was a scene stealer for sure. I remember
It was
reading.
so like I don't say this to undermine T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman, but fucking you took such a nothing character as Killmonger and made him a character I sobbed over.
Oh,
Wow.
dude, the death scene of Killmonger was so well done. And also the nobility of Black Panther in that scene, that he takes him up to go see the sunset because he remembered that he said that his dad always wanted to show him the Wakandan sunset. So Black Panther takes him up there knowing that he's going to die and shares that with him. There's something just endlessly noble and kind about that whole scene, the whole setup of everything. Man, it is a great movie.
It really is. It's absolutely no wonder why that movie took 2017 by storm. Like people would not stop talking about it. And you know what? For a damn good reason. And
Was that
one
one
of the funny
2017 or 2018? I think it's.
is 2017.
You sure? I thought that was February of
Pretty
2018. I could be
sure. Let
wrong.
me double check because I'm probably making an ass out of myself. You're right. God damn it.
I don't know why. I've got a thing for the release dates of Marvel movies, man. It's
I could have sworn. What? Okay, because Civil War was 2016. I know Ragnarok came out in 2017.
yeah.
What else came
Ragnarok
out
was
in 2017?
November. Ragnarok was November 2017, and
Oh,
then
it was Guardians 2 that came out.
and Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Right.
And then Black Panther came out February 2018, and then we got Infinity War.
Was it the last one to come out before Infinity War?
Yeah, it was like right before. And it was so cool. I remember hearing in some behind the scenes thing that they were filming Black Panther while they were filming Infinity War. So there's a part where they just dragged everyone over from one set to the other. Like the Dora Milaje and the Border Tribe and everything. And that the cast was like explaining to the Russo brothers that we've got these chants that we really want to do in this scene because it wasn't written in, I think. And it was like the Jabari, M'Baku, and his people were like, yeah, we've got this chant that we're gonna do, and it was like, all right, cool. You guys have got that from the other movies, so it was that's a cool little thing. Man, just the whole fleshing out the culture of Wakanda. I'm like at a loss for words about how cool I think that movie is. It's just a lot of things in it. It's the only MCU movie to win an Oscar for Best Score. The soundtrack is phenomenal.
One of the memes. Well, or I guess it's just a joke, really. That came out of 2018, which I adored. Was somebody poking fun at white people in response to Black Panther, because they were like, white people will be like, you guys know Wakanda's not real. And then they would go, neither is Hogwarts. And then it shows a picture of a white person getting ready to punch someone.
Oh dear! Did people do that to try to criticize the movie?
Yes.
Be like
Yes.
Wakanda's not
They were really getting mad because people were crossing their arms over their chest and saying Wakanda forever. They were like, stop! Stop having black solidarity, you fucks! Ugh!
like, get over yourself, you mischief-managed bitch.
You missed him. Yeah, no, for real. For the amount of years that people spent being like, "What's your Hogwarts house? I'm a fucking Hufflepuff." Oh, it's just like let them have this. God damn.
Yeah, come on, man. Ravenclaw, and I've got the sense.
I'm nothing with
man.
Hogwarts anymore because I fucking hate J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a big fan of separating the art from the artist.
I try
because you have to these days. You're gonna run out of shit to watch eventually.
My thing right now is that I spent years wanting a Harry Potter RPG where you could have your own custom character that wasn't fucking Harry Potter, and they're doing that now. And you know what? I would love to experience that, but I don't want any of my money to go to fucking J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, see, now that's true. I'm not comfortable giving more money to her, but I'm totally comfortable still loving that world and rewatching the movies, and because I've got them all on Blu-ray, it's not like I'm gonna get rid of them. I've already spent the money. So
yeah,
like
at least that way, if you're not watching it on like YouTube or a streaming service or anything, you're not giving any additional revenue to her. You've already paid your due, and she can't get any more every time you watch a Blu-ray. So
yep. Yeah. Anyway, I cannot believe that people tried to criticize Black Panther by pointing out that Wakanda isn't real.
They're so miserable, my dude. They're fucking.
That is so sad.
They're unhappy leeches on society that get upset if people have their own things to be happy about that they cannot partake in. And that's all it is that these people could not relate to African stuff. They could not relate to the plight of African Americans or the issues of slavery or racism.
Yeah, or how important it was to have this level of representation in a big budget blockbuster superhero movie.
And so to them, it was a mediocre movie at best, and to see other people be so excited because it meant so much more to them personally, it makes them mad. It makes them
know upset. For a fact that we are about to witness the same thing happen with Shang-Chi.
Absolutely.
It is definitely going to happen again.
I'm already seeing it. People are really down the throats. Like recently, the guy, the main actor, I'm sorry, I don't know his name.
It is Simu Liu.
That's it. Thank you. He made a statement where he was talking about that he didn't know of any media growing up that featured Asian actors, that children like him could grow up and aspire to be like him, like his character. And people got mad and started pointing out like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and Jet Li and all this stuff. And it's like, yes, obviously, nobody's saying that they didn't exist, but you only can name a few of them, and some of them are from the 70s. So it's still a valid point that there's not a lot of Asian representation. Look at any fucking anime live action movie. You know who played? Do you know who played Captain Kusanagi? Fucking Scarlett Johansson.
Oh no. Also,
don't even fucking talk to me about Asian representation in Hollywood.
Side note about Simu Liu, Power Rangers fan. Very cool. makes
Oh yeah.
makes me like him even more than I already did.
Oh, I can't wait for the day where we talk about Power Rangers.
Oh man, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, so oh man, the Black Panther movie is so cool. I remember reading a series of tweets that was some girl watching the movie when Michael B. Jordan took his shirt off. That she said that she clenched her teeth so hard that it broke her retainer. and oh, I remember it was like her orthodontist tweeted this that they had a patient come in who had told them that she clenched her teeth so hard upon seeing Michael B. Jordan shirtless that she broke her retainer. And then the girl found the tweet and said, "This was me, and I cannot believe that I've been outed by my orthodontist on Twitter." And then Michael B. Jordan found the tweet
Oh no!
and offered to pay for the retainer because he felt responsible.
Oh,
And that made me so happy.
I thought you were going to say he just responded with, "Hey."
No. He just said, "Hey, let me pay for it. I feel responsible, so I'm going to pay for your retainer." I'm like, that's so cool.
This is why I can never be given the power of celebrity, is because I would abuse it for stupid jokes. Like if I heard somebody who thought I was hot, I'd just be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Just hey. Yeah, oh man, it was such a good response. Hey, please let me pay for it. I feel personally responsible.
I'm sorry that my sexy broke your private property.
Oh man. They were both so good in it. Chadwick and Michael, so good.
Yeah, man, look, it was a perfect way to handle the character, but on some level, I do wish we could get him back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's comic books, right? So it's not completely out of possibility or anything, but it would now undercut the emotional send off of Eric Killmonger at the end of Black Panther if they did bring him back. So while I would love to see more of him, Marvel, I know you're listening because we're that important. Don't bring him back. Don't fucking do it.
It was such a beautiful ending. That final line, man, it was chilling.
Yeah, just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who knew that death was better than bondage.
Chilling. I like it like really got to me. I was like, oh my god, that's
like again,
because it's one of those things that you know, when you're white, you don't spend all of your time thinking about that. That's not something that's occurring to you on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and having that little reminder in there.
The reason I brought up the topic of having experienced white guilt in the past was largely because I wanted to address this moment where, again, I like to think that I've gotten to a point of maturity that I was able to, in a healthy, respectful way, get over my issues of white guilt. But goddamn, hearing that line made me start crying, and it made me feel like I've done this to him somehow.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so powerful. It's like, again, I'm not black, and yet I feel this visceral pain from what he's saying. So I can only imagine how resonating it must have been for the black community watching this scene.
I also thought, this is just kind of an aside about Killmonger in general, but I thought it was really interesting that partly because I think you wouldn't be able to see him as the villain if he was just out to fix inequalities with Wakandan technology. But they had him using, according to Martin Freeman's character, CIA tactics to do it, which I thought was really interesting, that he's using like American imperialist tactics to pull this off.
I mean, it makes sense. He was in the army and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I just thought that was really was a really interesting extra detail that he's doing this using like CIA
In some
espionage
ways, it's
tactics.
it's almost like as if the message of the movie is that Africa in its purest form is good. Like it's not without its problems, but it's largely good. But as soon as American ideology gets thrown into the mix, it will corrupt someone of that descent.
And
And
it's a little reminder that imperialism is largely responsible for any of those problems it might have.
yeah, on the one hand, I feel like that might be a little bit too much of a nationalist issue. But then I remember, as someone who lives in America, I go, no, that's probably right.
That's probably right. It's
We suck. So, yeah.
such a good movie. Angela
Oh,
Bassett, I believe, plays the mother. She's great.
yes. Something real quick I wanted to point out. I don't know who it is. I don't even know how it's possible. Like, I'm wondering if the statistics on my anchor page are skewed, but
Mhm.
I look at the statistics and it says I have like an estimated audience of about 6 people. Which, by the way, share this episode with your friends, please. I need
You're
more
ahead of
audience.
me. I got 4.
but but okay, so here's how the statistics go. It's like I got like 97% of my listenership is from America. Then I got like or it's like 96% or something. Then I got like a 2% from like I think it's Australia or the UK.
That's what mine says.
But then I got 1% from India,
Okay.
and the really wild one, I got 1% from Kazakhstan.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. My weird ones were about the same as yours, like 96 something percent America, and then a little bit in Australia, and then it was 1% in Belgium and 1% in Mexico.
I have had Mexico pop up, but I'm pretty sure I know who that is. So,
Okay. Interesting.
uh,
I have no idea who it is.
well, for me, I don't know who yours
Maybe
is.
it's the same person. They knew that you appeared on my show.
Maybe. I'll be talking to him later tonight, actually. So I'll find out if he's listened to your stuff. But
Oh, speaking
uh,
of my stuff, let's go ahead and drop this in that this whole conversation is kind of a part 1 in our first official tie-in episode because we're about to jump over to my show and keep talking about T'Challa in the latest episode of Disney Plus's What If series. So if you want to hear that, jump over there because as soon as we're done talking, we're going to go record that one.
yeah, make sure to listen to the Fandom Optimist, and don't just listen to it when I'm there. I know I'm an insatiably like charismatic draw, and you all love me, and you probably want to sleep with me on some level. It's okay, it happens.
Most people do.
But Jordan and whoever he has hosting with him on any of these episodes, they're all fantastic. They all deserve your listens. Give them your money, or at least listen to their episode.
Yeah, cost you nothing to click the play button.
That is a mandate from
other
me.
than your time and possibly your ears.
You know what? Even if you're not going to listen, click the play button. Mute your computer.
Yeah, just
leave
leave a tab open. It'd be great.
But
yeah, no, go ahead with your weird statistics.
I was just gonna say, like, to whoever my one listener from Kazakhstan is, hello, thank you. How did you find me? But that has been consistent on my page for weeks now.
That's so funny. I've had that one Belgium listener for like a month.
I have to assume they're still listening. So
I hope.
So shout out to you, my Kazakhstani listener. I really do appreciate you. And I appreciate all of my listeners, but that one's a special place in my heart. Do we have anything else that we want to go over with T'Challa? Because as you said, this is a part 1, and I want to make sure to leave some stuff available for your episode.
Yeah, we pretty much just need to leave the what if.
Right.
But I don't have anything else to say at the moment.
Hmm. Okoye throwing a wig in that guy's face was really fucking
Oh
funny.
yeah, Okoye is so cool. Do you watch The Walking Dead?
No, but I know she's Michonne.
She plays Michonne, so like she has been typecast as ultimate badass, and
Uh,
I think that's cool.
she fights with a katana, right?
Yeah, she fights. She shows up in the zombie apocalypse fighting with a katana. When you first meet her in the show, she has two zombies on a chain that she's like removed their jaws and their arms so that they can't attack her, but she has them with her all the time so she blends in so she can walk without being bothered by other zombies.
That's
And
rad.
it's like that's just so damn cool. And then she showed up in Black Panther as Okoye. I was like, oh man, so she's typecast as just this level of constantly badass.
Yeah. Um, Lupita Nyong'o, or however you say her last name. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. I apologize. I'm white. Please forgive me. Um, uh, did a fantastic job. I feel like she wasn't given as much other than the love interest, which is a shame because I know she's an extremely well respected actress.
Yeah. Um, going into Black Panther 2, which I believe will be titled Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
that's the title. Um, I don't know what they're going to do because I remember they came out and said that they won't be recasting T'Challa, which is
Right.
really interesting.
I
Um,
actually did want to mention I have a speculation about what a potential story for that movie could be and
oh,
what I think would be really great. Um, so I only discovered this recently. I discovered this after I came up with this idea, but confirmation in the comics, Shuri has briefly been Black Panther while T'Challa was in a coma for a while.
mhm.
So that leads further credence to my idea. Let Shuri be Black Panther in the MCU. Here's my idea. Let's say T'Challa, having opened Wakanda's borders to the world, now faces way more political ramifications than any king of Wakanda has ever had to deal with. They are much more globalist now, and as a result, he needs to constantly be on top of shit with the UN and with just individual relationships with other countries. Maybe he can no longer operate in the field as Black Panther. Have him fade into the background. That way, you don't need to recast him. You can say that he's still alive, but he's got other shit to do. He's always somewhere else in the world.
Hmm.
Now, there needs to be a new Black Panther. But all of the heart-shaped herbs were destroyed in Black Panther because Killmonger made sure that the only ones that were able to access the final ones were himself and, of course, T'Challa when they managed to sneak one last heart-shaped herb out, and he
Right.
burned all the rest. So there's no more heart-shaped herbs. There may never be any more again. So what do you do now when a Black Panther can no longer be supplemented and sustained by the super soldier esque abilities of the heart shaped herb? You imbue them with technology.
Oh yeah,
So Shuri makes a new Black Panther suit,
the techie badass.
which augments her like Iron Man with all sorts of tech in her new suit. She is the first tech-based Black Panther, and she's always been a visionary and a futurist, not constrained by the predispositions of tradition. She has always thought tradition is bullshit. She shows that right out of the gate in uh, in Black Panther. She
And
invents sneakers.
we've seen that she's like ahead of Bruce Banner and Tony because she
Yeah,
like calls them out when she's like figuring out vision. She's like, well, why didn't you just program it this way? And he goes, we didn't think of it. She goes, I'm sure you tried your best. It's like she's yeah. Oh, she's capable. That's a cool theory. I like that.
and
I'd
again,
totally be down with that.
I feel justified that there is precedent within the comics for that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think it would be an interesting story if they actually did adapt the White Wolf story. Obviously, it needs to be tweaked. Bucky has far too much respect for Wakanda for it to be a straight up bloody drag out brawl between him and Shuri, with him demanding the throne or whatever, but perhaps there might be some ideological differences, and he might act as White Wolf, not necessarily as an antagonistic force. Again, we don't need more of Bucky being an antagonist. He's been the Winter Soldier, but
Yeah,
maybe as
just
sort
let
of
him be
a
cool.
maybe as a sort of competing protagonist, like a rival. Like both him and Shuri are trying to achieve the same goal, but they're sort of fighting with each other along the way. And maybe by the end of the movie, they need to come together as partners
It would be
to.
very cool to see some Bucky in this movie, since he's got a kind of a close connection to Wakanda now.
Yeah. Oh, and if we do wind up having Wakanda, Vibranium, and Bucky, we gotta have Sam as Captain America in that movie.
Yeah, and I love the little detail that the Wakandans made the new Captain America suit. That's just such a cool thing
I
that
love the idea that he's got vibranium wings now,
he's got
because that enabled
vibranium
him.
wings.
To make the vibranium dome move, where
And talking more on that black representation note, that as a black guy gets to be Captain America now, that his cool tech has come from Wakanda, just
yes,
makes the whole thing cooler to me.
uh it's African exceptionalism now supplementing the American ideal to say we're not ignoring the historical implications of what's gone on in the past, but we need to repair it. We need to merge these two formerly conflicting forces of African and American into a brighter new future. Captain America will now represent the best of both America and Africa and be a
Yeah,
beacon of hope
it's no
to all
longer a strictly nationalist, thing.
exactly. I think that's beautiful.
It's so cool.
And that's why
I'm
it's
so
fucking
stoked.
infuriating that for What If, they replaced Captain America at the Twitter page of Sam Wilson with Peggy for Captain Carter, and everyone went, "Oh, so you replaced the black guy? Well, you're at least gonna replace the white guy for the Guardians page, right?" Nope, they did not replace Peter Quill on the
Yeah,
Guardians
they
of the
did.
Galaxy page.
They actually did. They replaced the Guardians official Twitter account with Star-Lord T'Challa,
When did that
uh,
happen?
like a few days ago. But yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing everyone really upset about that. I didn't really have any problem with it because it was just a marketing thing, and they put it back like the day after the episode, which is what I figured would happen.
Okay,
They
so the thing was that they replaced Sam's picture with Peggy's like a full week and a half before the episode came out, or
Was
maybe it
it
was just
really? I thought it was just a
yeah.
couple days.
No, it was a pretty significant amount of time, and then they didn't do it a week before the T'Challa episode happened with the Guardians page. So a lot of people were like very quickly like, "Oh, so you're not doing the same thing, you racist fucks." So that's why you caught me off guard just now when you said that they did change it, but they only
Oh yeah,
changed it like
interesting. Yeah, for some reason I thought that the Peggy thing was like 2 days before the episode. That's when I noticed
no,
it, at least.
it was like around a week.
Interesting. Well, then yeah, then that's weird. If that's the case, that's weird. I didn't notice it until like Monday, and I was like, why is everyone freaking out? It's like clearly to draw attention to the episode. They'll change it back in a couple days, and then they did. And then yeah, like the following Monday, they switched out the Guardians account for T'Challa Star Lord.
I think it's
Um,
just one of those things that it so regularly happens this certain way with marketing, especially with big corporations like Disney, that people are very quick to assume that that's the case. And as you heard just now, I very much assumed that that was the case too. I'm cooling down a little now. I still think
well, yeah,
that
you're right. If it if
that
it really was like a week in advance for one and 2 days for the other, that's a problem. I don't know if that's what happened, so I'm not gonna take a firm stance on that. But
See, because that
The
smacks
only
to me.
info I have to go on, it was fine because I only noticed it 2 days before. But if it was there longer, that's weird.
See, and the way you described it just now smacks to me of, oh shit, people are mad that we did a racism. Let's quickly course correct, and that's why it was only like 2 days prior. Uh,
Yeah,
it seems to me like they didn't plan to change the Guardians page with T'Challa until people got mad, and then they very quickly cobbled it together. Uh,
that very well could be.
so, and honestly, again, Disney's history, that shit would not surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm still like baffled that I didn't notice since I follow the Captain America account like a week in advance. If they did that, I don't know. Maybe I was
I'm
just aloof and didn't notice
they
for several days.
they almost never post anything on those, from what I
Yeah,
can
so
tell.
that could be why. Um, Interesting. I feel like I gotta go look now how long in advance they started talking Captain Carter.
Yeah,
Um, but
but
yeah,
for now,
yeah.
I
The
think that,
T'Challa Star Lord account is still up, but the Captain America one has reverted back to Sam.
all
Interesting.
right.
Very
Um,
interesting. If they left the Peggy one up for a while. Hmm.
yeah,
Um,
I
yeah,
think
no,
that this will
it would
probably
not
be
it would not surprise me at all if they hadn't thought that through and then we're like, oh shit, I guess we should do it for everyone.
yeah.
That wouldn't
Um,
surprise me at all.
and you know what? I'll give some benefit of the doubt real quick. Uh, if they were only planning to do it with Peggy, it might have just been because it's episode one and they were only going to do it with episode one. But like, if that's the case, then
It's
it
still a
may not have
bad
been
look.
malicious. It may not have been malicious. It was still fucking ignorant. So
That would be a real bad look if they planned to only do it for that one for any reason.
yeah. No
It
matter
would
how benign the reason was, you should have thought about that more.
yeah,
Especially
it would still
with
be
the
really
backlash,
ignorant in terms of optics.
especially with the backlash both in continuity and in real life that happened as a result of Sam becoming Captain America.
Oh god, yeah.
I think this will be a good place to wrap up our episode, and I will once again say, to hear the rest of us talking about Black Panther, make sure to follow us over to Fandom Optimists. When does your episode go out? I can't remember.
Whenever I edit it. When are you gonna put yours out? Let's put them out at the same time.
I typically do mine between 10 and 12 on Sundays a.m.
Okay,
Well, 12 p.m.
I'll
You
do
know what I
that.
mean?
I'll edit it tonight and I'll just hold on to it and
Yeah,
post it around the same
we
time
can
you do.
post it at like noon tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So make sure to follow Jordan at Jordan Blueman on Twitter and Instagram and all those places, as well as follow at Phantom Optimists. They're great. Follow me on Twitter at Beyond Blue 13 if you want. I have a lot of really controversial stuff on there, so I understand if you don't want to hear me bitching about stuff. It's fine. I don't mind. As long as you listen to this, that's what matters. You can support the channel or whatever this is, the podcast. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately.
Yep.
uh, just give me $1 every month, whatever, anything you can spare or don't. Like, I'm not gonna like try to guilt trip you if you don't. Money's hard to get out here. Fucking the economy sucks. I get it, so
Yep.
it's fine. I just want to put the option out there. What else? God damn it. It's just going to become my new catchphrase. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Might as well make that the official catchphrase.
I don't want everyone to know that I'm a fucking scatterbrained loser.
Well, I guess this time we can just say we're gonna keep talking. So jump over to the other show, the Fandom Optimists, and listen to the conversation continue as we talk about Marvel's What If.
I remember what it was. Please join the Discord.
The Discord. There it is.
I put up suggestions for what characters you want to hear us talk about next sometimes if we don't have it planned out. Oh, and I will say this. If you want to sound me, or fucking, if you want to, no, don't sound me. Please don't do that. And don't Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. For God's sake, spare yourself. If you want to hear me, sound like a fucking lunatic next week. Like just really straight up sound like I'm fucking in a straitjacket in a padded room trying to explain my inner demons to two innocent ears, or two sets of innocent ears. Make sure to listen to next week's episode of Cape Corner, where I'm once again going to have both Jordan and Jay, and I'm going to explain Kingdom Hearts to them.
Oh no. All right,
The
I'm
first
looking forward
part.
to that one.
I have to break it up in parts. We're not even going to make it to Kingdom Hearts 1 by next episode.
All right.
I guess that's about it. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Be nice to people. That's all I'm gonna say on this one.
I normally have a big emotional moral here, but we've had so much of that throughout the episode. I'm just going to say, I want you to go out there, find someone who's racist, put your hand on their shoulder, look them in the eye, and with all of your open heart, kick them in the balls.
I saw that one coming.
Am I becoming predictable?
No, it just seemed like the only common sense thing to do in this situation.
Yeah, you don't need to fucking make yourself like vulnerable for some racist dickhead. You know what? 9 times out of 10, they're not racist out of ignorance. They're racist by choice, and they deserve a swift kick to the gonads. Make sure you make your quota today.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to the other show.
Yep. Well, see you then, everybody. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and remember, we can all be heroes as long as you kick a racist in the nuts.
All right.